聞こえの未来。
Yuko, what do you think of the James' talk so far?
Thank you very much. I got greatly impressed your research when I visited here 2 years ago. As for my interest, I'd like to know if you have any project to collaborate with the community or society.
Yeah, thank you. We do. We have a number of ways of looking at how we connect with the local region and also nationally and internationally. Now, we have a very strong clinical team I mentioned briefly earlier. So we actually treat many clients here. So we actually have people from the local community come here for hearing aid treatment. And they become part of our test participant pool. And so we're very, very engaged with working with our test participants because they're the ones who actually inspire us for the research projects that we might want to do for the future. We also have concrete research projects working with Danish hospitals where we look at how one provides hearing healthcare. So how do you do audiology? How do you do take an audiogram, so we measure the sensitivity to hearing, for example. So we work with them to try and sort of improve the efficiency of the Danish health system in such projects. And then, of course, finally, we have some amazing scientists here in Eriksholm and some great communicators of science here in Eriksholm. So we do a fair amount of what we call outreach programs. So this is working with local schools to try and encourage young people to take an interest in science, technology, engineering and mathematics and these kinds of fields for the future, so which is also fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are fantastic. Yeah. This is the last question. Could you tell me what your vision of Eriksholm Research Center is? Could you tell me
for the future?
Yeah, for the future.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, I mean, I think what we've been doing for the last 20, 30, 40 years, really trying to understand hearing loss, those problems are not solved. We still have many, many things that we need to discover about hearing impairment and about how that impacts people's lives, particularly in the context of aging, as I mentioned earlier. And we need to make sure technology is ready to take those insights in to help people for the future. So what I see as the future of Eriksholm is very much, as I mentioned earlier, with regard to the Eriksholm AI, so the artificial intelligence, where we see these new engineering tools coming into play. They need to be directed to something which is actually of value, rather than just artificial intelligence or machine learning for its own sake. So I think that that interface between really trying to understand a problem and really trying to come up with some technical solutions with the latest tools is where we're going, as a core part of what we do. So one of the things with artificial intelligence and technology, particularly health technology, which is built on that, there's a lot of new regulatory concerns and societal concerns about the data, personal data that could be captured and utilized by companies. Even when we talk about providing beneficial health technology, and those problems are obviously around data privacy. We don't want to know too much about our end users because that's unethical, but we do want to provide the best possible care that we can, meaning that we actually need to work with and do research into how do we build technologies which builds in privacy by design, it builds in transparency, because at the end of the day, a clinician is not just going to trust a computer that says you have this particular problem or you have this particular hearing loss, have this solution only. It wants to know why that software made that decision. And so we have to build in transparency, what we call explainable AI in that instance, in order to be able to satisfy regulators, satisfy clinicians, and ultimately make the public happy and willing to work with technology. Now, I think in Europe, I think we have a lot of phobia, so fear of technology sometimes, particularly when we talk about artificial intelligence and big data and these things. I think in Japan you have a slightly different relationship with technology. I think it's a little bit more embracing of new technologies.
It depends on the person, but
Fair enough.
Japanese society also have the fear for the AI.
It's the same.
It's the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which means, that from my side, research in that direction is extremely important in order to allay those fears and provide the best possible benefits that we can. So that's where I see the future going. So.
I'm really interested in your current research and future research. Consider utilizing your wonderful achievement for Japanese hearing health as an identity doctor. In Japan, aging is a very serious problem now, so we would like to utilize your achievements. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I'm so impressed to hear your talk now. And so we, as a researcher, want to take the role connecting your great research to the clinical or educational practice, because we work in that kind of field. And to see what you are engaged in, do we mostly need to pay attention to your website, or is there any, are there any alternative methods to confirm it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I think our website has just been renewed this year, and I think there's a lot of information on it. Maybe it's a little detailed for the general public, but I think it should be understandable for most people. Where we go through the projects that we do, we go through the various scientists that work here and the clinicians that work here. So if people have an interest in the people, you can see it there. That being said, we have a strong presence on social media. So we have LinkedIn channels for those that are more sort of industry or business focused. We have a Facebook page where it's a little bit more accessible. We also have Instagram. So again, where we've got some videos and giving you some snippets and updates on the types of activities and things that's happening in Eriksholm. And it's not just all about the science. It's often also about the people and new people coming in and things that they are doing and things that they're interested in from a hearing healthcare perspective, of course. So that's the best way to engage with us.
Right. Thank you. So I totally agree with what you say, because there are some barrier between the ordinary people and our researchers. So we have to make some good access to our research findings. So that's why we plan this video program to promote our research to every people.
And I couldn't agree more. I mean, I think we have a responsibility to communicate clearly what we do and why we do it as researchers to the wider society. So thank you very much for inviting me for today.
Thank you too. James, could you give us your message? So could you give for this camera?
No, absolutely. I just would like to say thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video and to take an interest in the Eriksholm Research Centre. And I would just encourage you to engage with us on our, look for more information on our website or social media, as I've said. And if you have an interest, please, engage us through social media. This is why we have these channels. And I think it would be absolutely wonderful if you could do that. So thank you.
Once again, thank you for your great and wonderful topics talk, James, today. And let's do our best in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you. はい。ではジェームスの動画で非常に興味深いお話いただけたかと思うんですが、先生いかがでしたか？
本当に重要な研究に関しての情報を含んでいたなって思います。はい。簡単に要約をさせていただこうかと思います。2点ですね。ジェームスの話ではさまざまな自動化した方法での聞こえの状態の測定だったり、それから補聴器のフィッティング、また、何に対して意識を向けて聞いているか、その聞きたいことを聞きやすくするための方法、これを自動化していくっていう、そういうリサーチをしているっていうことですね。で、それを加速していくためにいろいろな職種の人が 一緒になって、共同一緒に共に働いているということを説明していただきました。それでですね、さらにそれをきちんと社会で困っている人たちに届けていくために長期的なスパンでの目標と、それからそこを短期的に届けられるようにする方法、両方ですね、両輪を回しながらプロジェクトを進めているということ、これらを説明していただきまして、非常に興味深く私も感じました。
ありがとうございます。私も話を聞いていて、偏見になるかもしれないんですけど、やはりかなり基礎的な研究をしているセンターだと思っていたので、あんなに現場のことだとか困っている方のことを見据えながらいろいろ研究活動を展開しているっていうところに非常に感銘を受けましたし、あと AI なんかについてもただ使うってことだけじゃなくて、ちゃんとユーザーに説得力のある形で使うように配慮しているっていうようなところも非常に未来を見ているなっていうふうな形で感銘を受けて、我々もそういったビジョンを持って支援に当たっていく必要があるなというふうに感じました。
そうですね、私も耳鼻咽喉科医をしていて、困っている人たちに早い、なるべく迅速に情報を届けていくっていうことが求められてるなと思います。で研究がどんどん進んでいっていろいろなものが開発されていたりするので、そういった内容をきちんとユーザー、難聴者の方たちに届けていけたらと思いました。本当に重要な機会でしたね。
とてもいい話でしたね。
はい、ありがとうございました。
50 kilometers north of Damont's headquarters lies the Eriksholm Research Centre, part of Oticon's R&D organisation. It is here that a multidisciplinary team of researchers, audiologists and scientists make audiological discoveries. Discoveries which have the potential to significantly improve the future of hearing care and the lives of people with hearing loss. When Eriksholm Research Centre was established more than 40 years ago, the aim was unconventional: to create a centre for audiological research and knowledge exchange that would be free to think unlimited thoughts and go beyond technology to encompass all aspects of hearing. Today, Eriksholm remains true to its founding spirit and has grown to become an internationally recognised modern research facility. Each day, Eriksholm's team challenges the status quo to gain a deeper understanding of relevant areas within audiology, and follows global trends and innovations that have the potential to impact hearing care. Through close cooperation with leading academic research institutions around the world, Eriksholm is able to create mutually beneficial synergies. Synergies which are critical to identifying relevant research themes, finding new approaches to existing challenges, and testing new ideas and audiological concepts. Eriksholm's research always takes a starting point in user needs. The knowledge created at Eriksholm lays the foundation for Oticon's product development teams to further advance innovative audiological concepts and apply those concepts in hearing solutions that empower people with hearing loss. Innovation is Eriksholm's essence, its history, its present, and a commitment for the future. And the goal is clear: to ensure that audiological discoveries will continue to make a positive difference for hearing aid users in the future.